Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and we are so happy to welcome you to the Onslow County Museum and our Changing It Gallery, currently featuring Crossroads, Change in Rural America. Today we have some terrific guests. We'll be talking with Sheriff Chris Thomas about their Junior Citizens Academy program. We'll also visit with Marie Bowman from the Onslow County Farmers Market, Jennifer Randall from the Onslow County Public Library, where we're going to get all together now. We'll also talk with Lauren Santoyo about some park and rec events, Emily Baker from the Onslow County Museum, and finally we'll also talk with Ingrid Littlejohn and Lauren Santoyo about a wonderful collaboration celebrating Juneteenth in Onslow County. We're so glad that you're here for Onslow County Today. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and today we are honored to have Sheriff Chris Thomas with us. Sheriff, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me, I appreciate it.
You know, we've talked with Bruce Dixon so many times about your wonderful Citizens Academy, but you all have a special summer initiative for students. Tell us about the Junior Citizens Academy, and we'll start with what ages available can participate?
Well, ages 14 to 17,
okay.
And we do it during the summer so it doesn't conflict with school.
Okay.
And it is our second junior academy that we're doing. We did one last year and it was real successful, and everybody had a good time and a lot of benefit to it.
So what sort of things, if I had a young person in my life who I thought they would, one, benefit from this, and two, just really love it, what sort of things do the students get to do?
We start out with a tour to jail. We have canine demonstrations. We carry them into a mock crime scene. We do a mock crime scene with them. We have role playing that we do. We put the students into situations like law enforcement get into on a daily basis.
Okay.
From domestic type stuff, and of course it's all role playing. We also carry them to a simulator, which is a firearms simulator. It's not real firearms, it's just a big, a large video training system that we put them in and puts them in situations that law enforcement runs on. And they have to respond, and we talk to them how to do that and things to look for. And that's real popular with them.
You know, I know that because of interest in science and technology, I can't imagine that the forensic aspect of it would not be a huge hit as well.
The forensics is a big hit. They also like our drone program. We do a class on our law enforcement use of drones, which we have several. They'll get to fly them. They'll get to participate with that. And yeah, there's a lot of the hands-on stuff with them. That's a lot more popular with them than sitting there listening. And the jail's a pretty popular tour for them because they get to see the actual jail itself. They get to see how it works and get a view that most folks don't ever get to see.
Well, when we're talking about young people and your conversations with them about what you do as a law enforcement officer and your incredible team, when you think about the missions or purpose of hosting this, is it also to generate an interest in future careers?
Well, honestly, we're focusing this toward young people who have an interest in law enforcement or think they have an interest in it. You know, we require a small essay, about 200 words, to apply for it, to get into it, to explain why they want to get into it. And it's to give them an idea of truly what it is, because a lot of young people, and adults for that matter, they watch television and they see these TV shows and they get these ideas of what law enforcement is. And it's not, you know, that's fantasy and not reality. And this actually gets them in and shows them what it's really like, which I think is more interesting than the TV shows are.
Well, the nuts and bolts of it, what you do all do in terms of public safety and protection of our community on a day-to-day basis. What are some of the things that, as they've sort of left the program when they graduated last year, what are some of the things that they might have said to you or members of your command staff? What are the things that they're enthusiastic about?
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily something they said, but we had several that joined our Explorer program. We have an Explorer post at the Sheriff's Office, and that kind of generated interest for them, and they saw they could continue on participating with the Sheriff's Office by joining the Explorer program.
Well, I'd love to know a little bit more. I mean, Explorers, so that's a year-round endeavor.
It's a year-round endeavor. It's affiliated with Boy Scouts of America, and it's just done through law enforcement agencies. And they come in and they can participate with us in public events, like National Night Out, things of that nature. And they get to do training like law enforcement does, and they get a much more in-depth view of it. So.
Okay. Well, I know it's going to start in just a couple of weeks. Here we are, our show always starts on June the 1st. But if people are interested in either your Junior Citizens Academy or the Explorers program, or just would like to speak with one of your officers about what it is to serve as a law enforcement officer, how do they reach out to you all best?
Best way to do it is just call the Sheriff's Office. They can ask for our community policing unit, or they ask for Captain Dixon.
Yes, sir.
He'll talk with them directly. I'll talk with them. They want to talk with me, just ask for me. We'll tell them how to apply. We'll take applications all the way up to the day before, in an effort to get as many people in it as we can. So just reach out to us. So information will be on our Facebook page, so it'll be there for everybody to see.
Sheriff, I know that you all have done things like your basketball program and other initiatives with young people, including the Junior Citizens Academy. How important is it to engage with youth in Onslow County with law enforcement? What does that mean to you all?
It's vital. I mean, it's like I was telling you, people see stuff on television, they see the news, they see events that happen around the country that really get politicized, and law enforcement is kind of afterthought for a lot of young folks. A lot of young folks don't want to come talk with us and see us, and this gives us a chance to show them that we are just like they are, just like their parents are. We're county residents. We want a safe place for our kids. It creates more of a human factor for them, for law enforcement. And it's the same with our SRO program. Our SROs do that every day when they're in school. But it gives us a chance to build that trust, that bridge with the youth, and breaks down the barriers that sometimes society kind of builds up. So.
Well, that is perfect. I am so grateful for you all and everything that you do and what you do to keep us safe here in Onslow County, and these opportunities for young people that you're providing. I appreciate your time today.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you. And remember, apply.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Marie Bowman. Marie is with Onslow County Cooperative Extension and our Farmers Market. Marie, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Well, spring has surely sprung, and we thank you for bringing us our beautiful bouquet for our set today.
Very welcome.
And we want to talk especially about two big activities going on. First, we're going to talk about the farmers market, and then we want to talk about the annual Farm to Fork event that is always so much fun and delicious.
Yes.
Right? So let's start. You all have opened the farmers market for the spring, and we want to make sure that folks who are really familiar with where it is, how to get there, and what they might expect. So first things first, tell us how to find our Onslow County Farmers Market.
So the Farmers Market is open every Saturday from 8 to 12 at the Farmers Market building, which is located at 4024 Richlands Highway. We're open every Saturday and through the end of November.
And so for folks who, as they're getting that address in their mind, it's adjacent to our senior center and also our beautiful Discovery Garden.
Correct.
Now, say 8 to 12.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a farmer's market, so things are seasonal. If we're at the 1st of June, we're seeing the last of strawberries and early blueberries. Is this what we're expecting?
Yes, so strawberries are starting to fade out, especially with all the rain that we've gotten. Peaches are starting to come in, blueberries are starting to come in, and then we're also starting to see our summer favorites, tomatoes, cucumbers.
Those are my summer favorites. And really, Marie, when we think about a farmer's market, it is that taste of local food that you all celebrate.
Right, so everything is locally grown or handmade, and we carry everything from pork and pasture-raised pork, beef, chicken, eggs, quail eggs, honey, gluten-free baked goods, microgreens, vegetables, and the list goes on.
You know, if you've not seen a quail egg, those have got to be the cutest little things. And I think that's going to take a lot of those.
But incredibly nutrient dense. So great for the little ones where they're picky eaters, and so you're worried about getting enough nutrition into them.
So little quail eggs, don't discount the tiny quail eggs. Now,
same with microgreens, very small but very nutrient dense.
And also that freshness, right? The microgreens have that almost herbiness to them.
And very versatile soup, sandwiches, salads, smoothies.
Hide them, put them in with those blueberries, make a great smoothie for those kiddos. Absolutely. Now you mentioned you have homemade items as well, so we're not just dealing with produce or things that are grown, but also things that are made.
Right.
Talk a little bit about some of the things that, if you want that special present, or maybe something just special for you.
Right, so we have some value-added products as well, goat milks, soaps and lotions, other types of soaps and lotions, handmade jewelry, handmade signs, crocheted items, some beautiful baby Afghans, and just a whole host of items.
Now, are all your vendor spaces filled, or can people still continue to apply?
They can continue to apply, and that application can be found online.
All right.
At the farmers market page located on the Onslow County government website.
And you all also sometimes do like themed Saturdays, or you might have music sometimes, or focus, or even classes.
We do different things throughout the year, and we're getting different county departments to come in and kind of helping to celebrate their activities and events.
Very good. Now, we've got beautiful flowers, we've got soap, we've got honey, and there's nothing like local honey. One of your big events, it's a big fundraiser, and it's also a great way to bring attention to the local foods movement, is Farm to Fork.
Farm to Fork, yes. And that's hosted by the Onslow County Cooperative Extension, and those proceeds go to support the youth ag programs in Onslow County.
And when is it this year?
This year, Farm to Fork is June 24th.
Okay.
Tickets go on sale today. They can purchase them directly through our office by cash or check. Or this year, we're trying something new as well, and you can buy the tickets online through Mike's Farm.
Oh, very good. So they're your community partner, they're your business partner, and you all host that every year out there. But it's not just Mike's Farm's food, you have all kinds of things.
We are sourcing food products, all local food products from area vendors, shrimp and grits, Carolina Gold rice, pork from local pork vendors, all sorts of things.
It is a delicious way to sort of visit the county.
Yes.
Right, and get a taste of Onslow County, and that again, Marie, you've done this for so long. Talk about the importance of local foods and what it means to the producer, but what it means to the community as well.
Yes. So, I think a lot of us realized during the pandemic how fragile our food systems are. When folks were talking about shortages in the grocery store, our local farmers still came to market and still had supplies. It was getting a little hairy during meat processing because there are only so many USDA approved meat processors, so they were being inundated. But we've kind of worked through all of those growing systems and those growth chains, so we seem to have a constant supply, and all of the farmers that vend with us are local farmers. So the money that you spend with them, they put back into their farms and their production and into their families. So all of the money stays here.
So we are surrounded by our exhibit, which is called Crossroads here at the museum, and so much of that focuses on rural life and farm families and that landscape. If I were to ask you, Marie, what does rural mean to you, what would you say?
Rural means family, traditions, hard work.
Hard work. Yeah. Keeping it going, that tradition.
Absolutely.
Well, it is a real pleasure. We want to make sure that folks know how to best reach you all. So let's get your telephone number there, the main line and extension, and then direct everybody to your website, your socials, whatever you want to do.
So the QR code has a lot of our information and can direct you straight to the social media as well as the web page. But the office number is 910-455-5873. The web page can be found on the Onslow County Government website and, of course, all the social media.
Well, fantastic. Thank you. Enjoy your summer and the abundance that Onslow County has to offer.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and now we are visiting with Emily Baker with the Onslow County Museum. Emily, it's been quite the month.
It has.
Are you a little tired?
No.
But here we are in the midst of our beautiful Smithsonian exhibit, Crossroads. And I'd love for you to share with our audience a little bit about what the exhibit's main themes and stories are. And then we're going to talk about what happens next with this exhibit. And then we're going to talk a little bit about dinosaurs.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Fun.
So
Yeah.
first things first, for a couple of more weeks we'll have, or not quite a couple, about 10 days, we'll have this beautiful exhibit here at the museum. And I'd love for you to share with us sort of what this exhibit, the story that it's telling.
The exhibit is called Crossroads, Change in Rural America, and they have 5 different themes. So you can see some of the units around us, and each one of them represents a different theme or a topic. So one is land, persistence, managing change, identity, community. These are all some of the themes that it's discussing, and they're all relating to what is rural America. So how has rural America changed over time, and people's perceptions, and I would say how they deal with that change, and what is kind of the changing landscape of America. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful exhibit. So like you said, it will be up. We have it until the last day to see it is Saturday, June 10th. And then we will disassemble it and pack it back up, and it will go back to the Smithsonian in DC. So, but we've had very good turnout so far. Lots of interesting feedback and positive feedback. I would say people just reading some of the panels, they can see themselves in this, even though this is from a national perspective. The themes and the topics is very, it hits close to home.
Well, you know, and that's what, you know, the response has been extraordinary. But to get this exhibit, it wasn't just a matter of the museum displaying it. There's a part 2. There's sort of a follow-up, and talk a little bit about crossroad conversations that we're going to be having with community members.
So, since our goal is to get people to come see this exhibit and then talk to us, have these crossroad conversations with us. Like I was saying earlier, going through the exhibit and reading these different things, you can make connections here. So we're inviting the citizens to come and have these conversations with us. How have they seen a change in Onslow? How has, land and managing the change and just the landscape alone in Onslow County, how have they seen that change maybe in their life? Or if they're new to the area, or if they've left and then come back, have they seen this change? And if they have, what do they think about it? And we're hoping to get some response from folks. We want them to come out and talk to us, because while this is here till the 10th, we ship it back, but our portion is to create our own traveling exhibit about Onslow's kind of take on rural America. So we want to use the same topics, but from that personal Onslow County perspective. And that's why we need folks to come and talk with us. What do they think?
And help us tell that story.
Yes, share their experiences.
So this is here till June 10th, pick up, and then later on in the year we'll be seeing more coming from the museum about our own transformation.
Yes.
And Crossroad Conversation. The response has been terrific. This has to go away. And when it goes away,
yes.
Talk about transformation.
Oh, yes.
This gallery is going to be very different. We're going back in time about 65 million
yes.
years. So what is coming this summer at the Onslow County Museum?
Dinosaurs. We're very excited. So Dino Days is going to be the summer exhibit, and every summer we do a kids exhibit, so it's going to be very hands-on and interactive, and whatever our theme is for the summer. So we decided to do dinosaurs this year, so we also do our summer art camp, so that's also dino themed. So we want kids to come out and hang out with some dinosaurs with us this summer, and it's going to be bright and colorful and fun. It's going to be completely opposite of what's in here now, but it's going to get hopefully some families and some good interaction while also giving some learning in too.
So, there's nothing, I've never met a kiddo who didn't love a dinosaur. They love them. Everybody has a favorite. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a favorite. Now, you mentioned families, and the museum is very fortunate because many years ago, the Onslow County Board of Commissioners allowed us to enroll in a special program, national program called Blue Star Museums. And our calendar for Blue Star is a little bit different, but tell our viewers what the Blue Star Museum program is, when it is, and what it means for the community.
So Blue Star is a program that we're a part of, and that offers free admission to all active duty service members and their families. And the dates are we start Memorial Day, so the day after Memorial Day through Veterans Day, we offer free admission for all those active duty service members and their families. So all they have to do is come in, show us their ID, we'll take down their information, and they can go explore.
Unlimited visits?
Unlimited visits,
Unlimited
as many times
visits.
as they want. And dinosaurs are going to be here in the summer, so who wouldn't want to come back?
Exactly. So we do this, Emily, but we don't do this by ourselves. And we have some folks to thank, certainly. First, the folks that we thank for the Smithsonian exhibit. We had several partners in that as well.
Yes, ma'am. North Carolina Humanities. They helped bring this really to the state. Obviously the Smithsonian, of course, and the National Endowment, I think, they also helped fund these projects so that communities like ours, museums like ours can get these exhibits that maybe otherwise, if folks are living here, they may not have the opportunity or the chance to go to the Smithsonian. So this is a program that the Smithsonian has done to kind of bring them to their area. So we're very thankful for them. Obviously, it's terrific.
And then, of course, Blue Star is a partnership with the Department of Defense and National Endowment.
Yes, ma'am.
So lots of partners right here in our own backyard.
Yes.
Now, Emily, if folks want to know, because you are our social media guru, They want to know more about us, how to find out what the museum's doing. Direct them to our best resources.
So you can find us on just our website. That's got a lot of great information, just basic things, hours, exhibits that we have currently and that we've had in the past. We do education programs, so you can just go to Onslow County Museum. You could find us on Facebook, and you can also find us on Instagram. So either one of those social media outlets as well.
Fantastic. And of course, you know, our communications department is doing some work with our website. So they're going to be seeing some exciting new changes there too.
Oh, yes, it's going to be beautiful.
Fantastic. Well, Emily, it is always fun to get to we get to work together all the time, but this is fun that we get to sit and visit and celebrate. I will ask you, like I have asked Marie Bowman, what does a rule mean to you?
Small, close-knit community.
Small, close-knit community. Well, thank you for celebrating Onslow County's crossroads and traditions and those small, close-knit communities with us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Jen Randall from the Onslow County Public Library. It is so glad to have you here today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So we have to say, and you've been to visit with us before, but you have a new official job title. Tell us about it.
Yes, I am the new head of youth services at the Onslow County Public Library. So it's a fun job. I love it, and I'm ready for the challenge of what it's going to bring. And we're ramping up for a lot of really great programs this summer, and just trying to make sure that we, like always, give the best programming and best services to our patrons. So.
And you know, you've hit the ground running because it is summer reading, which is such a big, I mean, you know, you have your big launch, and then this is something that happens at all the branches. But you are more than ready for it.
Oh yes, we are. This is my 4th summer reading, and this is my obviously first summer reading as the head of youth services and heading up the entirety of the program. So, but we, you know, I feel like just because of the fact that this is my 4th one, I kind of am able to take a step back and say, okay, what have we done in the past? What has worked? What has not? And feel like maybe, you know, somebody else coming into it might not have that kind of insight. So we're really hoping that this year we can be able to expand from what we've done in the past and make it even bigger and better every year going forward. So
that is fantastic. Well, we want to get all the fundamentals here about Summer Reading 2023. And we're going to start with the theme. You and I were talking a little bit off camera before, because the theme has a little bit of a different feel to it.
Yeah, it does. It's a very broad theme this year. It's called All Together Now. And the concept behind that theme is being able to, you know, hone in on everybody's individuality, and whether, you know, their race, their gender, their anything, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what color your skin is. We are all humans. We are all from one species, and we want to be able to celebrate that. We're all humans, and we want also just to be able to say that it's okay. Whoever you are, whatever you bring to the table, we want you. And we want you to come into the library. We want you to enjoy all the things and the great things that each library has to offer. And, you know, that's one of the biggest things that we've taken away from our summer reading training. And the theme is that, you know, we want to just make sure that we're all in this together. We are all one family, all one unit, and the library itself is here for our patrons. So.
Well, you know, the first thing that sort of came to mind as you all shared that theme or topic is we've not been together. We've been apart. We've been separated. You know, the pandemic, we were isolated, and now we're coming together.
Yeah, and I really feel like this is the first year where we've been at full capacity with everything. And I think about, you know, even a year ago, it wasn't our programs, our libraries, our community as a whole was never so, I don't know the word, ever so just populated. And all of our programs are so well, you know, I don't know the word I want to use is, because we've gone from having our story times being 2 to 3 kids,
Just little bits at a time.
Little bits at a time.
Everything is.
And I think people just realize that, hey, we're open now and we are ready for business. And we have, in all 4 of our branches, we have just gotten so many participants in our families coming into our story times and in any of our programs, and really utilizing that in the library. So we're very excited. We always love seeing those smiling faces, and we always say, we don't care how many people we have to cram in here. We're going to have fun, So.
Well, yeah, and one of the things is, those children, those families have missed you all too. Mm-hmm. And they're so glad to be back. They're so engaged and enthusiastic. And so to see their excitement has been a lot of fun as well.
Oh yeah, and especially the parents. I mean, kids are going to get excited about things coming and meeting new kids and meeting new adults and things like that. Kids are just naturally excited about those things, but for a parent especially, and with us being such a transient community, a lot of these parents, single parents or stay-at-home parents, because we do have stay-at-home fathers, we have stay-at-home mothers, they have been missing out on that social interaction with other adults and getting their children out socializing with other children as well. And you can just see the joy in their faces when they see how much their child is learning and how much they are thriving just from the social interaction aspect of it. And not only that, but obviously with story time, literacy is a huge part of what we teach in our story times. And just for them to be able to, from week to week, and me, I know as a storytime teacher, it's just so amazing to see these kids blossom from week to week even. And I just love, and I know my coworkers are the same way, we just love seeing that. I think that's one of the most amazing parts about our jobs as storytime teachers, is being able to see that. So.
Well, you all get to do that on a weekly basis.
Yes.
And you start from Zero Beyond.
Yep.
Because it's never too early to be introduced to books and literacy and language and words.
Yes.
But we know that with our older kids, when they get to school, it's time for summer, and we think, oh, we do not want you sitting in front of the TV, vegging out. We want you to stay engaged and keep all those synapses snapping,
yes,
is what we always say.
Yes.
So talk about the importance of summer reading as a tool that keeps us school ready.
Yes, so summer reading program it's been going on for many, many, many years, and our kickoff for summer reading is June 1st. So starting on June 1st, we challenge all of our readers, no matter if you're not reading yet, you're fresh, a fresh new baby. We want to make sure that those parents are also using that time to read to their child, because that child will also get points for participating, even just listening. But it'll start on June 1st. We ask that everybody participate because it's so important, and especially our kids. We don't want them to be stagnant in the summertime. I mean, you can tell the difference between the time they end school and then they start school back up. Those kids that, if you don't use it, you lose it type of thing. Well, if they don't have the motivation to learn over the summer as well and use books as a learning tool, then they're not going to be as advanced or ready for that first day of school when they come back in the fall. And so we've always tried to really, make sure that we are here. The library is here to help them with that, help parents get the kids excited and engaged with that. We have so many amazing programs going on throughout the whole summer in all 4 of our branches. And the great thing about all of our branches is that each branch brings something different to the table. Mm-hmm. The main branch obviously is the biggest branch. It's the one that, the mothership. But all the other, the 3 other branches in Sneads Ferry, they have the Environmental Center, which is a great learning tool. They have to go around and read about all the amazing things that they can find in the marshes, and that's one of the great things that Sneads Ferry has. Not only that, but you know, all of my coworkers are fabulous over there, so you got to make sure you go over and say hi. And then here at Richlands, we have, you know, the Onslow County Museum, which if this isn't literacy, I don't know what is. I mean, they really have to walk around and they have to learn about the history of Onslow County, where they are now, and they have to walk around and they have to read. And I always challenge parents to make sure that their kids are reading, you know, and the kids are reading all of those comments and everything around the pictures to make sure that they are comprehending as well. And then Swansboro is just our little gem over in Swansboro. They're very small and quaint, and if you blink you miss it, but they are fabulous over there, and they're always doing amazing programs, both inside and outside, because they do have a great outdoor area as well. So we always tell patrons, you know, yes, I work at the main branch and I love my family there, but we're all a family at the library, and I always challenge parents to go out to different libraries and see what each one has to offer. So they will see, when they pick up the summer newsletter, they will see that it's individualized to each branch as to what we have going on per branch for the summer, and it is also categorized by age group as well. So it makes it a little bit easier for parents to be able to follow and make sure that they're getting their children to the right place. We also have our Read Squared platform, which is where all parents, children, adults themselves can even register. That's where they go and they are able to put their minutes into the system, and they get points. And for every minute that they read, it gets put into a points base, and then each week they actually get put into a drawing to win a fabulous prize. And that's also, you know, we want to incentivize reading. We want them to get excited about it, and we do have some fabulous prizes this year. So that's one of our platforms that we're going to be using, and so I definitely, on June 1st, I'm making sure that I get out there, and have you signed up yet?
So we're kicking things off on June 1st, but you all actually have an official formal kickoff on June the 10th. So we want to talk a little bit about, and we're going to backtrack a little bit and hit on some of the specifics of what you talked about there. So we can register online, we can go through Read Squared, which is going to tabulate all of our points, and this is again for the entire family. And then, but on June the 10th, you do a really fun event out at our Onslow Pines Park with the launch, and you're bringing everybody all together.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that they might be seeing out there on the 10th?
So on the 10th, we're going to be getting some of our community partners out, and this year we have more than 15 community partners setting up throughout the park itself. And we also have a DJ. DJ Tiny Tim Entertainment is coming out to DJ our event. So we're hoping for fabulous weather. It's going to be from 9 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock in the morning.
So a quick time there.
Yes, a quick time. We just wanted to make sure that, first of all, it's in the morning, because we know how hot it can get by the start of June. So we'll be in the morning, but then it also gets people started with their day, and at a positive note as well. They can come out at 9, hang out with us, get some really great resources from all of our community partners. We have Zing Zoom is going to be there, this is the first time that they're going to be able to join us, because usually they have their half birthday the same time that we do. And we do partner very closely with Zing Zoom, because they're all about the literacy aspect of learning as well. So they're going to be out. We're going to have the health department coming out. We're going to have, obviously, Parks and Recs there. So we're just going to have a lot of fun, and it's just going to be very casual. You can walk around, do some crafts. We do have a lot of great crafts that are going to be set out, and a lot of activities that the family can do together, because that's what our summer reading is about, is doing this as a family.
As a family, all together.
All together.
So we know it goes throughout the summer. You all then conclude things at the end of the summer. There's always a big splashy party, fantastic event. Oftentimes the branches do things, in-house as well for that big conclusion. Yes. You're going to tell us what you're doing this year? Is that like top secret?
Oh, no, not top secret. It's definitely in our newsletter, but we are going to have Rockstar Magic come out again this year. They're fabulous. So we thank Neil and Chris for as always, for coming out and being our entertainment. They're going to be at all 4 locations, actually. So the dates and times are right in the newsletter as well. And that's going to be at the end of July, end of July. And then our summer reading is totally concluded on July 31st with our last drawing for prizes being the following week. So
fantastic.
Yes.
Well, Jen, we want to make sure that folks, we go to your website, follow you all on social media, visit your local branches, and find out what's going on, because they do all sort of their own, I always say that each branch has its own personality.
It does.
And so get a chance to get out and visit all of those. What is your favorite kiddo book to just read for fun?
To just read for fun. So I've always loved Love You Forever. That's one of my favorite books ever. I loved reading it when I first started learning how to read, and even now I read it to my sons. I read it to my Storytime kids, and I just feel like it has such a great message about the unconditional love between a mother and a child, or even a father and a child, because you still have that unconditional love and connection. And so that's one of my favorite books that it's a classic. I will read it over and over again, no matter how many times I read it. So that is
That's it.
Top priority right there.
But that's the power of a book.
Yes.
That's the power of reading.
It gives you goosebumps when you think about it, and those are the type of things. And I definitely tell parents when they're coming into the library, the first question I ask the kid, because I don't even ask the parent, I will go straight to the child and say, what do you like? What's your favorite TV show? What's your favorite Disney princess? Or what's your favorite superhero? And we find books that will pique their interest, because once they get that book and they see that there's this whole new world, then they can go on and say, you know what, I really love superheroes, but I also love dinosaurs. And we have a whole selection of dinosaur books, and we can get them the dinosaur books and they can read those, and they say, well, there's something in that dinosaur book that I really liked. And it's a whole trickle effect. And the biggest thing that I ask parents to do is just bring them in, let them explore, let them find what they love and what they're going to be interested in, because that's going to help them start reading.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to get them started June the 1st.
Yes.
And we are so glad, Jen. Thank you for being here with us, and thank you for sharing your love of learning, lifelong learning.
Yes.
But,
never done learning.
but especially, we want to get everybody kicked off and started right. And thank you for bringing everybody together.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and really joining us now is one of our favorite friends, Lauren Santoyo from Onslow County Park and Recreation. Lauren, thanks for being here today.
Of course.
Now, Lauren, we talk about all kinds of fun stuff, but it is summertime, it is beautiful outside, and it is time to get out to our fantastic Onslow County Park sites. Y'all are the best, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
You can't help it. It's just these fantastic parks that you have a chance to really get out and explore. And you and I have been talking off and on for months about the Year of the Trail.
Yes.
And so we want to focus on one of your parks, because you've got a big event coming up at Hines Farm Park and Stables. What's coming up?
We have our fishing jamboree. It's on June 3rd. We partnered with Jacksonville Recreation and Parks. It's gonna be awesome. It's a fun event. Kids get to fish for free without no license, and it's gonna be a great event. We got door prizes as well, so they'll snag a door prize before we leave.
Now, you're having this big special event, but at Hines Farm and Park and Stables, that's someplace that you can fish on a regular basis, right?
Yes, it's a catch and a release, but besides on June 3rd, the fishing jamboree, you must have a fishing license.
Okay, so
Yes.
always have to have your fishing license, catch and release.
Yes.
But most of the time when we're out fishing, it's just for the relaxation.
Yes.
It's to be outside and that solitude, and it's just one of those relaxing things to do. Now, that park in and of itself is sort of a unique space, right? Here we are in this exhibit about rural America, and it's set on a site that was a family farm for generations. I mean, lots of different families have owned it through time, but it's this little piece of wonderful rural paradise right off the main highway. Tell people how they can find Hines Farm and Park and Stables if they've never been there.
Yeah, so just go along the 258 and the 24. We have a big sign, Lisa. You cannot miss it.
Okay.
And then just turn right on McAllister Road and you're all set.
So follow that down. It kind of winds a little bit.
Yes, it does.
But again, once you sort of pass through your gates, trees, quiet, you all have little cabins that can be rented. Really neat site, a really neat site. And on June the 3rd is going to be the site of the annual fishing derby. Now you also have a program that is near and dear to my heart. You all are doing Park Pals this year, and the theme coming up
Is Roar Dinosaurs.
You know what? Dinosaurs are my favorite thing, and you all are doing that. Talk about Park Pals, because this program is really such a sweet, sweet idea for families.
It really is. So Park Pals is a program for ages 3 to 6, $5, Lisa. You can't beat $5.
Okay.
It's always sold out, so we got to make sure you got to follow us on Facebook so you get that program date. And every third Friday of the month.
Third Friday of the month, $5 in Park Pals. And this is going into the park, but also very interactive for families.
Yes. So there's always crafts, games, and a little snack, all within 2 hours.
And this is going to be at Onslow Pines?
Yes, so it'll be at the Prems room, so just keep going straight, and it's a small blue building to your right.
All right.
Yes.
And they're going to learn all about my favorite creatures, dinosaurs. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a big fan. And then, of course, you know, you and I have been talking about Year of the Trail, as we said. All of our parks have great trails. Talk a little bit about the benefits of just getting out and walking and enjoying the day.
Yeah, so did you know, Lisa, all of our parks is on alltrails.com. So if you look through our park, you can actually record your walk along it.
Alltrails.com and record. It's good for you.
Yes.
Physically, emotionally. It's a great way to explore and get in that quiet zone. So alltrails.com, go to any of our Onslow County Park sites and enjoy that beautiful nature. Now, you all have a lot going on. We're going to invite you back with our friend Ingrid Littlejohn to talk about a huge event that you all have going on. But if folks just want to know in general what's going on at Onslow County Park and Recreation, what's your best information?
Follow us on Facebook, Onslow County Parks and Rec, or if you have any question, call us at 910-347-5332.
Fantastic. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to invite Ingrid to come and talk with us about Juneteenth. Welcome back to Onslow County Today. And Lauren, you have been joined now by our friend Ingrid Littlejohn from the Department of Social Services. Ingrid, thank you for being here.
You are very welcome. My pleasure.
Now, Ingrid, you are part of a very special committee at the Department of Social Services. Talk a little bit about that committee.
Well, a few years ago, we decided we needed to do a Black History Committee. So with the permission of our director and we've even gone up to Sharon, you know,
right, to
our county manager to make sure we're doing everything okay. We wanted to do a teaching and inclusive, we did the entire month. We wanted the entire month to be a learning experience. We wanted to not just talk about history, you know, enlighten people about history and make it fun and make it inclusive and you know, wanting everybody to join in and no one feel left out. And so the first year was great and we did it and everybody loved it. And so now we did our second year and we had a great time with it and everybody enjoyed it. So yeah, so now we're in our third year.
And it's sort of morphed. So you've gone from a February commemoration of Black History Month to also now celebrating one of the most important historical events in African American heritage in our country. And that's Juneteenth.
Yes.
And you're partnering with Park and Rec this year for this inaugural Juneteenth celebration. Talk about the birth of that partnership, because immediately when you think about, okay, Park and Rec does their thing, DSS does their thing, but you all have joined your superpowers.
Yeah. So what happened? It's funny because what happened was during one of the commissioner meetings, we were given a plaque, and we were, I guess, commemorated for the Black History Month and what we did. And her director was sitting next to my director, and she was like, "That is a great idea. I didn't know you guys did that. We want to be a part of that." And so from there, it was born. We got together with LaQuisha
Cadwallader? Yes.
Well, I always tear it up. My apologies. But we sat down and we got together because she does all the, Juneteenth stuff, and we went to her actual Black History celebration that she had in February. That was amazing. It was so amazing. So we were like, sure, we can partner with that. Your ideas are kind of in step with ours, and we just want to make it big and inclusive and fun and family orientated, and because that's kind of what Juneteenth was all about. It was a celebration.
Right, and it was, in these days, as the Civil War drew to an end, and the original Juneteenth, Texas is very proud of as the sort of the birthplace of that.
Birthplace of it.
And now we're really making this a national recognition.
Yes.
And for us, a local recognition of what Juneteenth means in terms of that celebration of emancipation and creating a new day.
It is.
Creating a new day. But there's going to be a lot of fun. This, as you all said, look, Lauren, tell us where Juneteenth will take place and on what day.
The Juneteenth Heritage Festival will be on June 24th at Onslow Pines Park from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
So that's a little bit different. We always tend to think of a lot of our events as morning events. So doing this kind of nice afternoon celebration, maybe be a little cooler. Yeah. But you all have some fun and also some heritage events kind of planned between music and games. So I have to know about the entertainment, Ingrid, because you all have two great performers set.
Yeah, so we're going to have the Throwback Collaboration Band, and we're also going to have the Sioux African Dance Theater that is going to be there. There's going to be so much for the kids to do. It's entertainment for parents. They can just bring their charcoal grills only, and they can bring their picnic blankets or a picnic basket. There's going to be food trucks out there. BHC from DSS, we're going to do the trail because we want people to get up and exercise after they've eaten all their food, and we want them to go through the trail. So it'll be an interactive trail. We'll have QR codes and information about, right now we're doing the Texas theme, how it came through and how it came about. And if they finish, we've got this great game. It's called
Soccer Ball. So Lauren, you are the queen of fun.
Yes.
I love to give people their titles and talk about. I mean, we call LaQuisha the Queen of Christmas. So fun. Yes. Lauren, knocker ball.
It's like bubble soccer, Lisa. You're in a sphere inflatable.
Yes, I can't wait to do it.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna have great music. We're gonna have great food.
Yes.
We're gonna have great fun and all kinds of opportunities to learn about the history and tradition that is Juneteenth, and what it means to not just Texas, but our whole country.
But everyone.
But everyone. If folks want to go out to that site, is there a fee?
No, it's completely
free and open.
Everything.
So
no cost. The food trucks, of course,
trucks
you will
certainly,
pay
yes.
for, but everything else is no cost.
Fantastic.
It's fun.
And great music. Yes. And it's at Onslow Pines Park, so off of 17 there, folks who may not be familiar with it.
Yep.
What do you want? Ingrid, you've been doing this for a few years now,
Yes.
and this is your heart.
Yes.
Why was it important for you to celebrate this history and tradition?
For me, it says times are changing, times have changed, and a lot of people don't know the history behind Juneteenth, you know, why we celebrate it, why it's such a family celebration, why we come together. So it's important to get the knowledge out there, the teaching, teach the younger children about the history, and here we are today, so that we can stand here together and enjoy and tell, you know, our entire county about the celebration. And we want everybody to come out. It's a family, fun atmosphere, relaxation, good time. And if you learn a few things while you're there, fabulous.
Fantastic. Lauren, we always want to direct people to the best resources to learn about everything you're doing. So if we want to participate, if we want to sign up and have a booth, if we want to just learn more about what you all have scheduled for that day, best resources for us.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Onslow County Parks and Rec. Any questions, you can call us at 910-347-5332.
I love that you all have come together. This is a beautiful celebration, and I can't wait to be there and have our citizens come out and see all the great things that y'all are doing.
Can't wait. It's exciting.
As always, we want to thank you for joining us for Onslow County Today, and a very special thank you to each of our guests. Sheriff Chris Thomas, who spoke with us about the Junior Citizens Academy, Jennifer Randall, who is kicking off summer reading at the Onslow County Public Library, Marie Bowman and the Onslow County Farmers Market and Farm to Fork event. We also spoke with Emily Baker from the Onslow County Museum, who shared with us about this beautiful exhibit, Crossroads, Change in Rural America. We spoke with Lauren Santoyo twice about park and recreation events, and then with Ingrid Littlejohn, we talked about their collaboration for Juneteenth. It is summertime in Onslow County. There is plenty to do. Find a trail, find a park, find the beach, go to your local library, or visit the Onslow County Museum. As always, we're so glad you're here, and we invite you to get out and explore your Onslow County today.